Hey, Wichita, welcome to Coffee Break. I am your host, Officer Chad Ditch with the Public Information Unit, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Officer Trevor Macy.
How you doing, man?
I gotta get some sunglasses because that shirt is so bright.
Is it pretty loud?
Goodness.
So I gotta give a quick shout out, man. My mom, she works for TPD. She's a civilian for them, and she sends me a message before Father's Day and says, "Hey, would you like one of these shirts?" Well, a TPD officer walked in with a shirt similar to mine, but it had TPD police cars on it. And I was
Topeka.
like,
right.
Topeka, yeah, sorry. And I was like, yeah, let me rock one. So sure as crap, I get the police. I'm trying to look at the camera. I get our Mustang that we utilize from the Beat the Heat event.
Awesome.
So, yeah, man, it's my first day actually wearing it.
I'm going to have to get one of those.
It's pretty nice.
To wear on a podcast. I'm a little bit.
I bet you won't get Chief Moore's head,
we'll
picture of Chief Moore all over.
I might get 2 or 3 different designs.
There you go.
Just surprise you every week.
You know, get the Coffee Break logo on there.
Yeah.
That'd be really
good idea, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Today is a Monday, and it is all of a Monday.
It feels like a Monday.
So how was your weekend?
How was your weekend?
You go. I'm just trying to think about how my weekend was.
My weekend, it was good. I worked the Wind Surge games again.
Okay.
It was very hot.
Yes.
I sweat a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of heat going on.
I'm noticing though your skin is starting to adapt to being outside because you're not coming in like red and flustered.
Yeah, I'm not peeling anymore. Yeah. I do have a wicked tan line
from the watches?
From my watch.
Oh, bro.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
I can never take this watch off now because there's just like a white band around my wrist.
It's nice because like at the end of the night, you know, as a dad, you go by and you turn the lights off and check the windows and stuff like that. And my watch is on the charger by then, so it's like my watch. Yeah. My hand glows in the dark.
Yeah, it's ridiculous when I get home and take this thing off. So yeah. I don't go out of the house without it anymore. Yeah. How was your weekend?
It was good, man. It was good. Worked some part times at a Walmart. Always interesting. But yeah, took the wife to Sabor. She never been there before.
I love Sabor.
I love it. I love it.
So good.
It was, man. It was. But
did you get the ceviche?
No, I got the a torta. Little oven roasted bro. Just all the flavors is just ridiculous.
That's good stuff.
We talk about food on here too much where you start like drooling and everything.
I need to start eating before the podcast.
That's what
because I didn't eat today and now I'm really hungry.
Yeah. You got any big plans coming up, man? It's like mid-July almost, pretty much. It's like mid-July. Yeah. You can call it that.
Summer is like halfway over, basically.
Yeah. And it's in full force.
It is so hot.
Dude.
I don't want to be outside.
Yeah. Dude, I walk outside every day to walk out my dog. To walk my dog.
Walk it out.
Walk it out. And we come out the electronic doors or whatever in my apartment. And it's like you're in AC, doors open, you still get that cool air right there. And as soon as I hit the sidewalk, it's either going to be hot and dry or hot and humid.
Yeah.
And man, I hate that little 2-second feeling that you get when it's just like hot, humid.
Just a blast of oven grade air.
Yep.
Coming at you. You had a busy week this week. We got some events coming up and whatnot. So
we got a big town hall this Thursday to discuss the fentanyl crisis.
Yeah.
Which is huge. So we really hope that a lot of the community shows up so we can be able to talk about it, answer some questions.
Thursday.
Thursday, 6 p.m.
Radigan Student Center. That's at the Wichita State campus. It's free, open to the public. So
it's like 18th and Fairmont, right? Something like
that. So the Radigan is in the center of the campus. Well, we got the info posted on our page because I forget the exact address.
Yeah,
but
it's pinned on our Facebook, so it's right there on top.
Yeah,
so.
Right there on the top of the Facebook page. So make sure and like us.
Yeah,
follow us.
We had we participated in the Love Our Community event. I saw Chief and Juan out there.
Yeah, Juan was out there. He did a Facebook Live with the Chief. Seemed like a good turnout.
Yeah, really good turnout, man. I loved seeing the group photo at the end. That's one of my biggest things, especially working with social media and making sure we get good pictures and stuff. the group photo at the end was phenomenal, man. Seeing like the chief in the middle and everybody else that was there to help volunteer, and Chief was putting in work.
Yeah,
I saw him on some videos, man. He was sweating his butt off.
Oh yeah, he works hard.
Yeah, man. So it was awesome, man. Angel Martinez was out there. I think it was his event that he helped put on, or he was putting on. So it was good times, man. Good times.
Yeah, it's always good when stuff like that happens. Always good to be a part of those community events and just kind of work together in partnership with the people out there and make Wichita a better place.
Yeah, man.
That's what it's all about.
Speaking of work together, so my wife and I, my wife is a para for USD 259, and so she's off during the summer. But we also we share roles of who cooks dinner and stuff, right? So she's not overwhelmed, I'm not overwhelmed, or we'll do it together. So last week was like my week to cook, bro. I love cooking on a cast iron skillet.
Oh, it's so good. So good. Do you do your steaks on a cast iron skillet?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, with butter and thyme. Yes. Bro. There's no better steak in the world than cast iron skillet steaks, basted in butter.
That's it, bro. And then I got 5 steaks for like $42 or something like that.
That's not bad.
And it came out way better than Outback, way better than Texas Roadhouse. No diss to them; those places are good.
They're great.
Yeah,
but nothing compares to a cast iron butter basted steak.
And then I made we went to New Orleans last year, and I just have fallen in love with Southern style food. And I made smothered chicken over rice, bro. Same thing, cast iron skillet.
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna cook for dinner tonight. Now.
And I just said,
you want to come cook at my house?
Food, right? I just said we need to quit talking about food, and here I go again. So
it's obvious we like food,
and it's good, man. It's good hot. It's good cold. You don't even really have to nuke it up too much. So speaking of cold, segue. I've been working on them.
Oh, I was gonna. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'll save it. I'll save it for after. We got our guests. We gotta get our guests on.
I said I was saying. Speaking of cold, our guest is a detective with the Cold Case Unit.
A brand new.
Yes.
Cold Case Unit.
Yep. And Detective Addie Perkins. So
let's get her on.
We'll take a quick refill, and then we'll be right back with Detective Addie Perkins. Welcome back. We are here with Detective Addie Perkins. Addie, how you doing today, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
We're good. Are you good? I guess
I'm good.
You good? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm great.
Well, thanks for joining us. We know you're super busy. So you're not going to hurt our feelings, but we ask everybody. Have you seen the podcast?
I have seen small parts of it, not an entire one yet.
The highlight reel.
Yeah.
Highlight reel is good. So
we need to put together like an actual highlight blooper reel or something.
Yeah, we can get Tyler to do that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So the podcast is like real laid back. It's chill. We want the community to be able to get to know who the person is as opposed to the rank and stuff. So tell us, who's Addie Perkins?
Oh, man. Well, I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I've been on the department over 22 years now.
Oh,
wow. I'm busy.
Yeah.
I feel like I juggle quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
As a female on the department, there's a lot of... I always joke that I need a work wife,
right,
or a wife at home when I'm at work,
right,
to prep the meals and to do all the stuff when I'm gone on a call out. But my husband is home more. He's retired from his law enforcement job from over 20 years. So he has way more laid back, chill job than he used to. So he's kind of taken on some of those mom tasks for me while I'm at work. So that's been nice. Yeah.
And where are you at in the department now?
I'm in homicide. I've been in homicide for just over 7 years now. Okay. And currently we have a new unit, a cold case unit. Yes. So I'm assigned there permanently. And Detective Rob Chisholm and I are working in that area right now.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So when I came on the department 7 years ago, Addie was one of the ones that was in homicide. Her, Rob, Tim, Ralph, those are the ones that I seen. So to me, that's the OG homicide group,
right? You know? and like you're in a role that like everybody in like regular society is like, oh my gosh, homicide detective, that's so cool. Like they make movies about what you do, especially like cold case stuff. What kind of like myths can you dispel about being a homicide detective? Is it as cool as it seems in the TV shows?
That's funny because I hear that a lot. Oh, that's a cool job,
right?
And it is. I mean, it's to me, this is the elite area as a detective to be working in.
Yeah.
The responsibilities that we have on us are huge, especially when a case goes to court. These are people's lives and families that have to deal with these. But yeah, it's not all like TV. Yeah. Nobody's doing my hair and makeup in the morning. The wind is not blowing through my hair as I go to a scene. I'm probably sweating or freezing or something like that. There's a ton of paperwork. The call outs can be overwhelming. Like I said, the juggling is quite a task sometimes, especially for females. Yeah. There have been numerous times that I don't live here in the city of Wichita, so there have been times over the years where I've been on call and I've come down here for something else off duty, and I've packed a bag. I've changed in the back of my husband's truck before at a baseball game because of a call out, and had a patrol officer come and pick me up and take me to a scene. Right. So sometimes you just do what you need to do, but it's not glamorous like Hollywood shows it as. Right. But it's a fulfilling type of job, and the cold case unit is something that I've wanted to try to do with this department for a while. And hopefully it's very new. I mean, I don't even think that we've really put much out to the public yet. Right. We're still in that phase of trying to get it all ready. But yeah, it's fun to look at those old cases. It's neat to see how things were back then. Totally different from how they are now, especially with technology. Right. So yeah,
we always do a WPD fun facts at the end of the show, and Trevor was looking into the history books today, and it was just crazy just to see how law enforcement was back then. Where we had to go to a block and make a phone call from a telephone pole.
You'd arrest somebody, you have to go look for a phone to call somebody to bring a wagon to pick up your prisoners. It's crazy how much things have changed.
So what inspired you to want to be a homicide detective or lead you to that role?
I think it kind of just evolved over time. When I first got promoted as a detective, I was in larceny. Yeah. And then after about a year and a half, I moved to adult sex crimes and domestic violence. Yeah. And I was there for about 7 years. Okay. And a lot of call outs, we would come in and assist homicide as well. So I think I kind of realized that I could work these cases as well. And I think I just wanted to kind of that next step up. Yeah. And I felt like between gang and sex crimes and DV, that's kind of the supporting role for homicide. And so I was ready to make that step. And I personally, in my personal life, you have to be really ready for a lot more call outs. Yeah. So again, that's tricky. My husband at the time worked a lot of night shifts. So if I got called in, I had to have somebody come in and help me out or just sleep at my house. Right. I couldn't leave my kid at home by myself.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was kind of, I just felt like that was the next step for me.
I got you.
Yeah.
So 14 years as a detective, where were you at? Obviously started in patrol like everybody does. Where were you at before that?
I was out west.
Okay.
I started on night shift, which was the old third shift. 4th shift started after I left. So I was on overnights for several years. I think it was probably 6 years. Okay. 5 or 6 years after I got on the department is when I got promoted to detective.
Okay.
So
that night shift, that's where you really get to like all those cases and all those calls that you go on to, especially like high priority 1-level calls. I think that's a lot of time you get your experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
We ask a lot of our guests, we have recruits that watch this. We have people inspired to be law enforcement watch this. What's some advice you would give to somebody looking to come into law enforcement today, specifically maybe a female applicant?
Yeah, definitely your time on patrol. It's fun. I mean, it's fun to see those calls and to work those, to be on the night shift. I mean, you got the cover of darkness to use to your advantage. And the people that you work with and the people that you meet are really great. But definitely putting in your time on patrol and learning, the very basic stuff before you promote on is what I believe you should do. At almost every rank, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Even as a detective, before you moved on to sergeant, I think you should, know each section well enough to say, yes, I can go out there and be a supervisor on this, which is not my desire at all.
Yeah.
I really like where I'm at.
Yeah.
I have no desire to promote at this point.
Yeah.
I thought I did, or I thought I would, especially after my husband retired. But I really like where I'm at.
Yeah.
And, I kind of have a normal family life for once, which is very strange. I mean, our entire marriage, we've had different shifts that we've worked. So this is kind of nice.
Can you talk a little bit about the cold case unit where you're at now, kind of how that got formed and what you guys are doing for people? Because it's a brand new thing.
Yeah.
So
it's all
we haven't
brand
put
new.
out much about it. So if you just want to go ahead and share.
Yeah. It was about last year in August. I had actually gone to some homicide training in Washington, D.C. that the department sent several of us to. And one day was at a complete breakout session for cold case. We had talked about this within our unit several years before. It just wasn't the right timing to have that happen. Detective Chisholm has always been interested in that and trying to put something like that together with our department. And so we went back at our supervisors and they agreed that this is something that we needed to start working on. So back in August, September, we actually physically got a space here in City Hall to start compiling where all these cases are. But most of it was just finding out which cases were technically open. So we went back to about 1975, and we've got a few that are older that we've run across since we found them. But there's about 220 from now back until 1975 that are open. Sometimes there's good suspects. There's just not enough to charge those cases. But so compiling a database is what we started with. Finding these old case files and physically bringing them over to our room has taken months to do because we were still doing our regular job of taking new murders last year. So at the beginning of this year, Detective Chisholm moved to the cold case unit permanently, and he continued to find cases. We're still sorting through old files. Organization was kind of a mess back then, and with technology upgrading where you can put stuff, on the cloud, and you don't have to physically worry about where it is. It's stored somewhere. Has kind of been a game changer for the department over the years. So I started down there in February. I was moved permanently down there to the cold case unit, and a lot of it's just going through right now. I'm going through each case to see what we have, do a little summary on it. We do have a web page that you guys created, and so that's a public page that we can put information out to. So that's taking a long time is to go through each of those.
I can imagine.
But I feel like I need to at least have an idea of each of those cases. So if tips do come in or information, I kind of have an idea of what it's about.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you can see all those cases. We have a dozen up probably right now. On wichitapolice.com, and then under investigations you'll see a cold case. You'll click there. It's a pretty neat little page that's up there.
Yeah, you guys have done a great job. You guys did a really good job on the page of it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We're here to help.
Yeah. And I can't wait. I hope we do start getting tips coming in and everything like that, because like you said, a lot of those cases we know who did it. We just need to have somebody say, yes, I was there. Yes, I did see that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So on this podcast, we play a game called
Here's the Game.
Here's the Game. One has to go. And this one's a little tricky because it's summertime. So we're going to say these are the 4 things. You got time at the lake. You got baseball games, camping. That's any kind of camping, RV, cabin, tent, and barbecue. One has to go out your life forever. What one are you going to get rid of?
Well, I could give you 2.
2?
But I'm not.
Okay.
I will tell you I am not. I camp. I do not camp.
You don't camp?
No.
Even if it's an RV?
A hotel is camping. I did not grow up camping.
Yeah.
Like the lake, too. The lake or the camping, I don't. I'll do a beach all day long, but the lake, no.
No? What is it about the lake?
Well, fish poop in that water. And
I'm not. Do you think they don't poop on beaches?
Yes, I agree. Yeah. However, it's a larger body of water.
And there's more fish.
It's not as stagnant.
But there's creepier stuff out there, too.
I'd much rather be at a beach.
Whales, leviathans. Who
what's
knows
the stuff
what's
that
out there?
stings you? Jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
Oh man.
Yeah.
There's no jellyfish in lakes, but
probably not.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna.
Look for them.
What are you gonna get rid of?
I'd get rid of camping.
Really?
I'm not. I like camping just as much as the next normal person. But if I had to get rid of any of those, I'm getting rid of camping because I'm not getting rid of barbecue or baseball. Or lake days because I like cold water when it's hot out.
That's true.
But I don't want to be in a tent in 105-degree heat.
So if you get rid of camping, though, does that kind of takes away the lake, though, too, doesn't it? Because that's what most people go.
You can do like a day trip to the lake and swim, and then go home to an air conditioned house.
I mean, that's true. Yeah,
sleep in a cool bed.
That's a fair. Because I'm leaning towards camping. Because to me, it's just
camping?
Yeah. Because then you have camping to me is not fun unless you have the lake experience. You know, whether that's fishing or swimming in the lake and stuff.
Yeah.
So
and I like to camp in the desert.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. But then, like, what happens if you wanted to go to like, like a park, a state park or something like that? You know, like
then you
Tennessee.
Just go to a national park or state park.
Yeah, we were just.
But you didn't camp there?
No. There were hotels at night that we stayed. I don't camp.
See,
would you do like a cabin, like? Rent a cabin on a campground?
If there's running water and I can take a shower in that cabin, then that would be even closer to camping.
So is it the shower the main thing that you miss when you're camping?
Yeah, electricity and water.
So if you're doing vacation, are you more beach or are you mountains?
I would prefer the beach.
The beach?
Yeah.
See, I would. I'm
a beach person too.
I wouldn't mind the mountains just because the views.
Sure.
But I would also want to stay in a cabin. So,
and it is. I mean, this time of year, I'm fine with cooler weather too for a while.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is kind of a relief when like a Colorado trip this time of year.
Oh yeah, because like Florida would be just too humid and stuff for me. So
and it's Shark Week.
Is it?
Or shark season?
Yeah, the sharks is what gets me, or the jellyfish. We used to live in San Antonio, and we went to Corpus Christi.
Oh yeah.
And,
Yeah. You ever step on a jellyfish or get stung real bad?
Yeah. And there's only one way to really get rid of that pain instantly. So
we're not gonna talk about
that. We won't talk about it on the podcast, but people know.
And if you know, you know. It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
Well, Addie, we appreciate you joining us. We know you're super busy. But thank you again.
You're very welcome.
And we hope to have you, maybe Rob, on the podcast again.
Yeah. Talk about solved cold cases next time.
That would be
great.
Awesome.
That'd be awesome. We'll highlight some stuff.
Well, we're going to get a refill, and then we'll be right back. Welcome back. That was Detective Addie Perkins, man. That lady is awesome.
Great interview.
Yeah.
Great interview.
Be a detective for 14 years and 7 years in homicide. I mean, that's a long time for dedication, long time for call outs and stuff. So.
That has to be hard to be... in that position, you're getting called out all the time. So, and having to change clothes in the back of the truck in the ballpark, like that's dedication, and it just takes a lot of commitment to be able to do that and work that around family schedules and life events. So, props to her and everybody else that does the call out stuff, because I know our detectives up in Persons Crimes are super, super busy.
Yeah.
So
and those cases are really like personal to them, right? Not just because it's their case, but they know the magnitude of what's behind that.
Right.
Trying to catch a homicide suspect or bring closure to a family and stuff like that. So to have that for 7 years, that's a long time. And I think even Rob's been doing it. Rob Chisholm. For even longer.
Right.
So, props to them for the dedication and the hard work they put in and day out. And hopefully with what they're doing with the cold case unit and then the website will hopefully bring some light and maybe can close some of these cold cases. That would be absolutely amazing.
That's the goal.
Mm-hmm. But lake water.
Yeah, I don't understand I feel like ocean water is much more dangerous and spooky than lake water.
Right.
So I don't know about you, but I've never seen a shark in a lake.
Right. One thing that always does worry me when they came out with Lake Placid.
Oh, alligators, dude.
Bro.
That thing was huge, dude.
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous. Man. So that's the only thing that worries me, especially in today's society, that some non-intelligent person is going to drop an alligator into the lake.
Yeah. Well, like Florida, obviously they have natural gators in their area, but one thing that's kind of spooky down there too is like all of the pythons and things that have been just like people buy pythons as pets and then they get big and they're like, oh, I can't take care of them anymore, and they just release them. And so now there's like wild pythons in Florida, and those, like, we held a python the other day
over at Cake.
That would kill me. That thing was big enough to eat me.
Well, imagine you have cats, man. I got a Chihuahua. It probably ain't gonna hurt ain't gonna come after my Rottweiler, but a Chihuahua, a cat.
My cats are feisty though, man.
You think that they'd fight?
Claw its eyes out.
Yeah.
My cat is a devil creature.
But to me, the lakes, I always liked lake time. You know, I never considered them dirty or nothing like that, except for sometimes like when you go to, you know, lakes like what's the one in Afton, right? Sometimes there are a bunch of other areas that aren't just dedicated swimming areas. So people think they could walk in through that, and that's like where all the geese. Speaking of geese, all the geese hang out and then drop their little droplings and everything like that. That's just nasty.
Don't get me started on the goose thing.
We
did have another goose rant on another podcast.
We did. We got to crash another podcast. That was awesome.
We were on we were guests on the Redhead and the Bearded Beauty.
Yeah.
So make sure you check out the Cities podcast.
Yeah.
See Chad and I on there, and
they brought snacks too.
Donuts.
Right? Imagine that, bringing donuts to two cops.
I'm not even mad.
I wasn't mad either.
I'm not ashamed to admit that I love donuts. Yeah. I'll never deny that I like donuts.
I was showing my wife, you know, the interview that we had and everything, and she was like, Chad, you're taking way too many big bites with that donut. And I started watching it, I was like, those are normal bites.
I don't think I said anything for like...
You didn't. You were super
3
quiet.
or 4 minutes because I was snarfing my donut down. That was so good.
Just in heaven. But you didn't touch the sprinkle, though.
I don't like sprinkles.
Neither do I.
We went over that.
We did.
Sprinkles are useless.
Yeah. But it was a good interview, man. I liked what they were doing with Two Truths and a Lie. And, they even did One Has to Go. They adjusted for us being on the podcast.
That was fun.
Yeah.
We'll have to get them on or something.
Right.
They can come crash our podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of crashing podcasts... nobody gave us any questions, and that crashes my mood on this podcast.
I just about lost my stuff.
So, we talk every episode. If you have questions, we can answer them, or try to answer them the best we can. Email your questions to policeweb@wichita.gov, or comment them on our Facebook or YouTube links when we post these podcasts. We love hearing from you guys, your comments, your feedback. We love getting questions that we can answer. So if you have questions about police stuff or food,
we had the one the week before with old Captain Smacky. We had a comment.
Captain Smacky had a good question.
Yeah, we had a comment from my guy Ryan Eastep over there at Wichita Bonding Company. He said that it was a great podcast and he enjoyed it. And so hopefully, Ryan, if you're watching this one, man, appreciate you.
Wichita Bonding Company. I keep hearing their jingle at the Wind Surge games.
You do?
And it gets stuck in my head.
What's the jingle? You remember?
It's like, I don't want to sing on the podcast. This is not the time and place for that.
I tried. Ryan Angel, I tried.
This is not karaoke night.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we appreciate the good comments. We understand the bad ones and where people come from sometimes. But yeah, man, any kind of comments or questions, man, if you're watching us on YouTube right now, please subscribe so you'll
smash that like button.
Smash
that follow button.
You got to hit the alarm button too, so that way you get notified when we upload.
Yeah, you can get notifications sent to your email inbox every time we upload a new episode.
Yeah.
I think we're available on podcasts.
We are. My cousin, I told you, Anthony,
as well, right?
He listens to us.
I would not listen to me.
You wouldn't?
I don't know about I don't like the sound of my own voice.
Well, a lot of people give you crap because they say, like, you have a podcast voice, but when they see
I'm not trying.
I know
I don't know what
you're up here doing.
I don't know what to do.
And then they come to your office and you're like, "Hey, how can I help you?" Like,
I hate you so much.
So, oh man, but
so we got a fun fact.
You got a fun fact?
Oh wait, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, man, I was having a case on the Mondays and I was taking care of some stuff this morning. So you kind of did a lot of this.
Yeah, I did all your stuff for you today.
I appreciate it.
We got a fun fact, WPD history fact today.
Okay.
And we have a photo to go with it.
Oh,
this gentleman right here is Detective Dan Carrier. He worked for the police department in the 1920s. He always wore a bowler hat or derby hat. Excuse me, I get those hats confused. That's him posing next to his police car back
That's
in the day.
That's a police car?
Yeah, that is a police car.
Okay.
Believe it or not. So he was known as Wichita's Potato King.
Really?
The Potato King of Wichita. This guy routinely planted 1,000 pounds of seed potatoes every spring, and he planted 2,000 tomato plants every year. He liked potatoes and tomatoes, apparently. And in 1945, he gave then Assistant Chief Leslie G. DeWitt a turnip that was 24 inches in diameter.
24 inches.
2 feet
Dang.
in diameter turnip.
A third of a yard.
What do you even use turnips for?
You get, well, now it's just to turn up, but
Turn
no.
up.
That was my dad joke. No? Okay.
I don't know that I've ever eaten
Wasn't
a
turnip like, is that a
It's
radish?
like a root vegetable. It's similar to like a carrot, I think.
Okay.
The only thing I know about turnips is that in one of the Mario games, you could pull them out of the ground and throw them at the enemies.
Weren't they in like a lot of Winnie the Pooh or Roger Rabbit stuff?
Probably, yeah.
I remember that.
And I think there was like a old Sega game too where you played like a rabbit and you could eat turnips.
Really?
I don't remember. But
Bro, speaking of Sega, that's going down a rabbit hole briefly. Turnips, rabbits. I don't know if that's the same there. Anyway,
pun intended.
Yeah. So Sega was one of the things that we had growing up, but there was a time they had something called the Sega Channel, where you got like unlimited amount of the games that were. Yeah, bro, it was so cool because
I've never heard of that.
We were super poor growing up, and my dad was able to get this. I don't know if it was something free or whatever, but bro, you got like 30 to 50 games. It was dope.
How, like on a Sega console?
Yeah. So I don't, bro. I was like 10,
That's
11.
wild.
So
I never had a Sega, but my babysitter did.
yeah.
And I'd spend hours playing Sonic the Hedgehog.
So that's
on
how they
that thing.
babysit you. Just put you in front of the. It's nothing.
I was the easiest kid to babysit, dude. You just sit me in front of the TV with a Sega, and you didn't hear from me for hours.
Right, but that's crazy. How many? 1,000 pounds of seed potatoes and 2,000 tomatoes. That's community.
What do you
policing
do?
in 1940.
What do you do
That's
with
awesome.
1,000 pounds of potatoes?
I don't know what you do with 100 pounds of potatoes.
I have a hard enough time going through the 2 pounds of potatoes I buy when I make steak. I would need a baked potato, and then I forget I have potatoes, and then 3 months later there's all these weird
Extra
sprouts in my.
Yeah.
Whoops.
You forgot. Trevor's on call.
I'm on call. That's a call. Well, I'll call him back.
So
about my car warranty.
That's the lovely public information officer ringtone that we get.
It's an unknown number from La Follette, Tennessee. I'm going to wager it's about my car warranty.
It probably is. Those are good.
Because they're always calling about that.
So speaking of car warranties, I saw this thing on TikTok where this gentleman reads off the lyrics to "Forgot About Dre."
Didn't you do
by
that?
Eminem. Yes. So I've been wanting to do it, or have you do it when they call.
Yeah.
And I did that and put it on our TikTok. Paul, before he left, he actually caught it and videotaped it, bro. It was hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But good for the lady that called, because she was dedicated to wanting to get my information and stuff.
Those scammers are dedicated.
Yep.
They do not like it when you waste their time.
They don't, but it was quite hilarious.
They've got important people to scam.
They got a lot of
They got a lot of work to do over there.
Yep. So
Just
that was a great fun fact.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
We'll have more. I like the ones with pictures.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like the books I read all have pictures.
Right. And big letters.
Yeah, big letters and pictures. I guess we'll wrap it up now. Quick reminder about the Fentanyl Town Hall.
Yes.
Thursday, 6 p.m. at the Radigan Student Center on the Wichita State University campus. You can find the information on our Facebook page, pinned to the top of the page.
Oh,
We'll
with
see
that,
you there.
I forgot to add that we're going to do that today. But you can also submit questions that you have for the town hall reference fentanyl.
Yes.
To policeweb at wichita.com why did I say that wrong?
Wichita.gov.
.gov. My bad.
Policeweb at wichita.gov. If you have questions, there's going to be a bunch of panelists there from the Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office, the DEA, Sedgwick County ComCare, the Sedgwick County, what's the SAC? I can't remember what the acronym stands for right now.
Oh, yeah.
But they handle with a lot of the drug stuff in town. But Wichita PD obviously will be there as well. So come out and get your questions answered about the fentanyl crisis in the community and
Substance Abuse Center of Kansas.
Yes, that's it.
You're like, hold on.
I'm like, I know what it is,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
blanking.
yeah.
It is such a Monday.
Yeah, because I wanted S to be Cedric, and I'm no, it's not. It's not.
Yeah,
Cedric.
I don't know why I thought it was Cedric.
I'm with you. But yes, this Thursday, 6 p.m. Come out so we can learn all together, talk about fentanyl, how we can address it, what we're doing to address it, because we got to do something. We're losing kids at a rapidly at a young age, and it's ruining lives of families. It's ruining lives of teachers. I mean, everybody's affected by this. It's a big ripple effect. So come on out, 6 p.m. this Thursday. And it's on our Facebook page, all the information you didn't know. So
we'll see you then, and we'll see you again next week.
Yeah.
On the next episode of the podcast.
Peace.
Bye.